Now, back in the 80s, the Thompson twins were one of those bands whose extraordinary success straddled both sides of the Atlantic. After a remarkable run of hit singles here and in the States, they sold more than 3 million albums worldwide. Lead singer Tom Bailey is keeping the flame alive, and he's heading to Margate's Dreamland for a concert this Saturday, before moving on to Brighton and Guildford later in the year. We'll be speaking to Tom in a moment, but as for those hits, here's a reminder of just some of them. Tom is with me now. Tom, you know what? I think it's a measure of the durability of your songs that all I've heard in my ear and across the newsroom all day is colleagues singing Thompson twins songs. And may I say, your job is safe.
Well, I feel very lucky. You know, when you're writing songs and hoping for the best 45 odd years ago, you've no idea that it's going to last this long. So I do feel so fortunate that for some reason those things have endured and people still want to listen to them now. So,
I mean, how much of a kick do you get hearing your own music back now and still hearing people enjoying it and humming along?
Enormous kick I get out of it, but the best of all is when you're on stage and you're singing a song and people start singing it back to you. You know, that there's a kind of an emotional warmth, there's a payoff that you never expect, and that's just a great feeling.
Now, let me take you back just a small matter of 4 decades then. Yeah. So when Thompson Twins became the trio and the kind of hit factory that you were, you had a pretty clear vision for the success of the band, didn't you?
That's right. We even wrote a kind of manifesto, and one of the things we did was divide the job as we saw it between the three of us. So I took care of the music. I wrote a little bit, Lana wrote words, of course, but I did most of the music. Alana took care of the visual side of things and Joe concentrated on the live show. So it's like, without realising it, we stopped being a band and started being this kind of design group of the whole experience. And I think it paid off, you know, because we were able to give 100% to each of those areas.
And I guess, given the fact you coincided with the birth of MTV, you had a very visual presence as well. That had to have helped.
That's right. It was an exciting time in that respect. You know, suddenly you were on TV screens around the world as well as on stages in pubs and clubs. So there you go.
Now, you were, like only a handful of bands at the time, successful on both sides of the Atlantic. And, of course, you were at Live Aid. I mean, how extraordinary was that, performing in Philadelphia on that extraordinary roster?
Well, we did spend a lot of time in America because, you know, when the call comes, you get on the next plane, and that's the rule. But we were there making an album in New York with Nile Rodgers, and they said, will you do... And we said, can we do it in Philadelphia rather than London, and then we don't have to keep flying around everywhere. But we didn't have a band, so we grabbed David Letterman's house band to be our backing band, and had a few guest appearances from people like Madonna and Steve Stevens from Billy Idol's band. So it became this very hurriedly put together superstar group, and with only one short rehearsal, we just pulled it off, I think. Yeah.
I mean, it must have been one of the most pinch me moments. I mean, Madonna was effectively your backing singer.
That's right. Well, we sang on her set and she sang on ours, so it was a kind of trade-off. Rather nice.
That night, I gather that celebrations weren't exactly kind of rock and roll for you afterwards.
Well, I was working with Niall, who we were trying to keep on the straight and narrow, to be honest. So I think it ended up with a game of Scrabble in the hotel room is what happened. Otherwise it could have gone belly up, yeah.
And listen, you're at Dreamland this Saturday.
That's right, with OMD. We're old friends. We used to tour together in America in the 80s, and so it'd be great to get back together with those guys. I'm a big fan, and Dreamland's going to be fantastic.
Excellent, and I think the weather's set fair. It sounds like it's going to be a blast.
Wonderful.
Listen, Tom, thank you very much indeed for joining us.
My pleasure.
It's been a pleasure.
Great talking to you.
Cheers.